Member for Vancouver Langara.
June is also National Indigenous History Month. This is an opportunity as British Columbians and as Canadians to honor and reflect on the living histories of Indigenous peoples who have lived on these lands since time immemorial. This is also a time for us to recommit ourselves to uphold our shared responsibility to both truth and reconciliation. We share territory with 204 distinct nations with a rich mosaic of languages and cultures. These nations have an incredible heritage and ancient traditions that they have preserved for countless generations, even in the face of government-led attempts to assimilate Indigenous peoples. Our province has a horrific history of displacement, disposition, and acts of violence committed against Indigenous people. We must remember, however, that this is the history not of Indigenous peoples, but rather our history with Indigenous peoples. Elders and knowledge keepers remind us of the time before contact, when Indigenous nations lived in a dynamic and sophisticated society with vast trade networks that stretched across Turtle Island. These nations have their own histories that enrich and inform their futures and our future with them. We must take the time to learn their history and enrich our understanding of the lands we now share with Indigenous peoples. Now is our opportunity to listen carefully, not only with our ears, but with our hearts. We must not repeat the mistakes of the past, and we must work together with Indigenous peoples to build a beautiful and prosperous future together. We have a long intergenerational journey of healing ahead of us, and I hope we can all take the time to reflect on our history, our failings, and the new promise of our shared future together.